Nottingham Carnival, different cultures dancing. The diversity, just walking down Columbus Street on a Saturday. The two...
Officials, this is your Lebanon president officials. This is your 2-minute rating. President officials, 2-minute rating. Big man, this is your 2-minute rating. President officials, 2 minutes. Players and officials, this is your 1 minute warning. Players and officials, this is your 1 minute warning.
Welcome back to Nottingham for this mixed opens fixture between Samoa and the team from Lebanon. Two great nations coming together here at the World Cup. Conditions not the best, or certainly not very island-like for the Samoans, but the Lebanese team are here right in front of us. We're commentating from ground level, and we are tucked away right behind the Lebanon sub-box. Joe, thanks for joining us, mate. What do you think about this one?
I'm really intrigued by this matchup. I've not seen Lebanon or Samoa play in the opens category yet, so it's a bit of an enigma game for myself. Looking forward to seeing what they can provide.
And it is Lebanon that gets us underway. Working right down the middle of the field are the two girls. Numbers 5 and 6 is Kate Bashara and Amber Bormelhelm. And the sub-box is up there. They thought they had the first opportunity to score. The ball goes to ground.
Yeah, they were looking for the mid-link hole with the female link chopping a really hard line back against the grain. And if not for a bit of a fumble, probably would have been in there. So early warning signs for Samoa.
So you might see the Lebanese play a little bit more of a different game. It's not all so male-dominated through the middle. They will use the girls quite heavily. As we see Samoa there attacking the line, a body collision. And no indiscretions there. And it is just play on. So now Lebanon work their way off their own score line. A little bit of a show and go. Goes back to the right-hand edge away from their sub-box. Now they start coming in this direction looking for the interchange players. That's good meters there for the Lebanese team. Now they roll up back into the middle. Opportunities here to the right-hand side. Short ball is on. He turned that outside middle. He went to the short side, turned his back, and as soon as he did, he exploited it by turning it back inside. The cover didn't come in time, Joe. Let's have a look at it here.
Yeah, it's a lovely little disguised play. Kicks out on the right and gets the call. Engages the Samoan middle. And Lebanon opened the scoring, and Lebanon looked like a really well-dressed side.
Terrell Arp it was that went over the line and got the ball back onto the inside of the try scorer. You could see the Samoan defence were calling for the touch, but the referee said you were offside, sir, play on. And that was try time for the Lebanese.
Yeah, no arguing with the refs. Definitely not, but Samoa looking to go back and reply. Middle play. Looks to kick on the outside, back in. Good covering touch, a little bit hard, but purposeful. And Samoa now recycle the play.
Now back with the ball is Samoa. Trying to dive over, and he does. He gets the call. Referee said that number 99 was offside. I believe that was AJ Asprey there for Samoa that gets that try. Let's have a look.
Yeah, and it's just heads-up play.
There's AJ. He sees a man up off the line. Referee said he was offside. Yeah, and you'd have to agree with him looking at those images.
Yeah, just reacting to the ref's call, diving at the line.
Perfectly executed there in response from the Samoan team. And yeah, hard touch there. Samoans just getting done for affecting the roll ball. Just enough pressure there to put him off balance.
Yeah, it's that grey area where the target's in the arm. Can't do that in touch. You can't sort of generate an unfair advantage.
They've got space here if they can. He steps back himself off the right foot. Touch was affected. Visual play there that you talked about it before. Heads up stuff. Playing what's in front of you.
Oh, lovely dive at the line. Did the Samoan player make the touch? Did indeed. Good covering defence.
Charbel Matar was looking for the line, the number 7.
Lebanon running really direct at the line, and now they look to go expansive. Long ball to the winger, and she's in. And that's 2-1.
No, forward pass is the call, and looked like Chanel Mikhail had scored there. Unfortunately for the Lebanese team, referees adjudge that pass forward, and it is Samoa who now push up off their line. They're spreading the ball out over to their sideline, trying to get the fresh legs on. A little bit of fatigue here early for the Samoans. Now we keep rolling. But good defence here from Lebanon, putting plenty of pressure. They haven't made the halfway line yet. Crucial here. They do. Punches through the line. Great speed and a diving touch. I think that's Charbel Mata that made the touch.
I've got to say, Lebanon look a really well-drilled side. They've got a very clear defensive policy, which is they send that opposite man straight up into the passing lanes, try and put pressure on the transition. And so far, they've forced a couple turnovers.
Now they have the attack. Good play here. He's been in behind the line a few times, that young man for Lebanon. Now the girls roll on forward. Nathan Bashara is that player I was talking about, who's a couple of times exploited the extra man and just punched himself in behind the advantage line and sets his team up beautifully. Now they are back in the middle under attack. Christopher Elbatar in the number 4. Dangerous and busy out there in the middle, as is that man. Nice hands release for the winger, but she's out. Didn't read the map quite properly and was already out of space.
Just lost her bearings a little bit, but it shows that Lebanon are not afraid, even in the damp conditions, not afraid to go expansive. They've gone through the middle a few times, then tested the wing. Samoa need to find a little bit more roll forward in their transition. They're burning a couple too many touches.
And now they lose possession here on that transition. It's just... yeah, it's inexcusable, really. At the pace that it's being played, those errors shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, especially in your transition. I mean, like when you've put in a couple really good defensive sets, you've got to work hard to get fresh legs on and also give them a good platform to go and strike down the other end. And Samoa may be guilty of overplaying a little bit. Just need that one person to
And I think that's the key, the overplaying of the hand. And they just need somebody to, as you said, put their thinking cap on and just drive down the middle of the field. As we see Lebanon back on the attack, but that one, great defence from the Samoans as they hold that up. Still 1-1 here in this mixed open fixture between Lebanon and Samoa.
Oh, a roll ball infringement, and that's a coach killer because it was a penalty, and they rolled the ball with the hips parallel to the touchline and not the try line, and that's one of those where.
See, technically, as a roll ball, you don't need to be facing it forward for a tap when you're tapping the ball. And now it is Samoa up to the halfway line. Quick release to the try scorer in AJ Asprey. Back over the top from Terrell Arp. Now Lebanon roll up over the halfway line. Sorry, just a little bit of technical difficulty there. We're back underway. And it's Lebanon punching the ball forward through number 99, Mark Bashara.
I think he's been called, I think he released off the line too early. I thought it was a great shoot. Fractionally too early, must have been.
It is just a question of timing sometimes. And the referees, they're in a slight position where they can't see everything. And then, did he get there in time?
Oh.
Try scored.
Yep, and I think it's that man again going over. Number 1 for Lebanon. And 14. Just a middle quickie. Goes open. Right foot step. See you later. Dives underneath.
Jacob Mata. He put his head down, didn't he? He didn't have any other vision except for the line.
Yeah, there could have been someone in extra space, and he said, "No, thank you, pal. I know what skills I've got. I'm going underneath, and why not when you've got that level of explosiveness to get underneath?" And at the moment, it seems like Lebanon have got the structure, and Samoa have got maybe a little bit more in like the athleticism, and it's about balancing that with a bit of structure to underpin everything.
Absolutely. You see Samoa again on the attack, but numbers there in defence, shut down by the Lebanese team. Samoa keep asking the questions. They're coming back. They're not on the back foot, definitely.
Yeah, Samoa look dangerous when they get ball in hand, especially when they get a roll on the Lebanese defence, but it's not happening as often, although they look for the fire up. Link on link mismatch, goes round the outside, goes through the gap. There's a touch been made. Yeah.
Touch was made, but the advantage will go back to the midfield for the offside.
Samoa, look, when they get the ball in hand in open space, they look really dangerous. They've got to condense the Lebanese defence to do so.
Certainly a lot of experience out there in this lineup. The Lebanese lineup is a lot younger and developing, but this Samoan outfit has been around for quite a few years and play plenty of great touch back over in the islands, and also a lot of them live in Australia and New Zealand. Experience in the favour of the Samoans, but at the moment the scoreline is the way of the young Lebanese team. They come to the right-hand edge. There's numbers. Did he have control? Referee said he did.
I think he got the rub of the green there. It looked like there was a bit of separation, but with experience you get the benefit of the doubt. And Samoa run the swinger play, the step back, half picks up from the sweeper, steps back against the grain, finds the gap.
So here we'll see it. That's the try scorer, Enatosi Foesi.
Yeah, back to the dumping player, and
Ralph and Vayan goes over and gets the ball back to Enatosi Foesi. And that's try time. We're all squared away once again, 2-2 here. 10 minutes into the first half between Samoa and Lebanon.
it's a really interesting dynamic at the moment. As you say, the youth of Lebanon really carrying them through, but Samoa, when they get going, look dangerous. Oh. Lovely flat ball across the face, hole hit into the extreme.
We've said it before, run the hole, the ball hits hands, and that can't be stopped. That was beautiful. And let's see it here, because we want to see it again and again. That pass, wow. The pass from Charbel Matar hitting Nathan Bashara perfectly in the spot, and that is all she wrote. Lebanon 3, Western Samoa 2.
Yeah, and you've got to compliment the angle of the line there, coming so fine against the grain. You almost come from the blind spot of the winger, and by the time the link knows you're there, it's always too late.
Well, Samoa, there's no rest. You turn it straight into the attack, and they took the tap, worked their way right down to the line. Had nice field position, but spread the ball a little bit too wide, and that one goes to ground, and it's Lebanon now punching their way right through the middle. Good yards here for Lebanon. Number 2 coming in to take off some of the workload. Jacinta Carraz it was, but unfortunately for the Lebanese team, they give a penalty away 5 metres their own side of halfway.
Yeah, it was a really good four-man drive up the middle, really effective and very efficient in the way that they were getting the ball off the floor. A couple forward passes just overrunning that line a little bit. Refs hot on the mark. Samoa a little bit isolated in the midfield. No touch made.
Yeah, they didn't really go close enough to their sub-box to get the transition players in quickly, and that delay is enough just to create a little bit of confusion. But now they are down on the 7 metres. There's Asprey again. Pulls it back out. Oesi. And an indiscretion in the roll ball sees a changeover for Lebanon. They drive forward. Ruck infringement against the Samoans. The referee got that one 100% correct. And it was just a collision. There was no intention. But, you know, we're not all about intent. Accidents also get penalised because that is the way we play the game.
Yeah.
Now,
it was one of those where you're trying to leave a little bit into the touch and you just let the leg hang in there and ball is dumped on top of the foot. That is an infringement, as you say, accident or not.
There's Nathan Bashara looking for the outside edge. A nice dive for the line. The referee has called the touch. Beautiful defence from Samoa coming across in cover. But that was great work from both teams.
Yeah, it kind of had to be just as good a defence as it was because Lebanon had worked it really well to the outside edge. Little ball gets given, and yeah, I think they've called. I think they called touch and pass.
Yeah, they called the touch on Bashara just as he slipped it away.
Oh, intercept.
The intercept was taken. It was Jacob Mata making his way into the intercept. There he is again. He'll get the roll ball in the centre field. And it's Mata and Mark Bashara there working in the middle. Player slipped over in defence. Mata steps back inside of the hole that was exploited by the player that lost his footing. And that's good heads-up touch footy once again from the Lebanese team.
Yeah, and it's a lovely middle quickie again. Kicks on the outside, steps back against the grain. We saw exactly the same setup with the extra pass. No pass needed this time, just dives underneath. And when the ground's so dewy, you can afford to almost lean all of your weight on the tip of the ball and slide it over the turf.
That vision also just brings something else to mind. A lot of the players that dive for the touch, they dive out off the line to try to affect it as opposed to shutting down the line. So if I'm diving for mine to try and stop somebody getting to the line, I want to block the line. I want to be a barrier. I'm not trying to stop them a metre out.
Yeah.
I want to stop them getting to the line.
Yeah, definitely. You almost talk about like gatekeeping the line and being able to shadow it, and rather than over-committing outwards, you cover that lateral movement more so.
It's also like if I'm that defender and I'm on the line's right there. If I get to ground and stop it, by the time I've dived out off the line, I'm actually trying to extend myself 1, 2, maybe 3 metres instead of the half a metre that's right there on the line.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, and it's also like, imagine from the ref's perspective, if you just see that defending player just almost collapsing maybe a couple centimetres over that line, you know the ball can't possibly be on the ground because
Correct.
You can't go through a player, right? So, yeah, you know, your point's absolutely spot on.
We're here to commentate, not coach at the moment. That's something that these guys will need to sort out for themselves.
Swap the hats out now. Comes that back on.
And it is Lebanon on the attack once again. A little cut-out pass, but beautifully shut down by the Samoan defence. Came in perfectly then to shut it down. And that was great defence there from Samoa. And it's this young lady here that's rolling the ball now. I believe that is Beraka Kana.
Got to say, Samoa have definitely grown into this game. Started a little bit shaky. They let a few early scores go in, a couple concedes of possession, and they've definitely found their feet. They'll be feeling much more confident going into the final 7 minutes of this first half.
Just a delay here in the roll ball. Referees want to have a chat. Obviously, an indiscretion was seen by one of the referees. So they're just having a conversation to make sure they get the decision correct between them. And everyone's on the same page and it's play on.
I'm always in favour of if you need to have a conversation about it, it's not too obvious. You can just sort of go, no more. Let's go. Come on.
Play
Let's
on.
play.
Get us back underway, and we do here through Samoa back up to the halfway line. Ralphin Vayan gets the ball down for a scooping Chase Jaros. Gets it back to Vayan. And the referee will point to the spot. Vayan gets another one. Beautifully executed there for the Samoans. Just a trail pass as he went across the line. Talk us through this one, Joe.
Yeah, there's no overplay here. It's just a scoop, kicks through. Look at the acceleration. And then shadowing player just gets the ball down. And it's one of those instances where it's just a mismatch on the outside edge. And it's pace on pace. And I was saying to James yesterday, pace is nothing without application. Loads of application there. They find the space, ball goes to ground, and Samoa finding success, but having to work very hard for it.
It's funny here with this scoreline. Often the parlance in bingo. We call it Sherwood Forest because it's 3-3, all the trees. And here we are in the home of Robin Hood, Nottingham. But I just see the scoreboard tick over to 4-3.
I think that's 6-touch turnaround, and just on the play there from the Lebanese middle, he didn't engage 3 of the Samoan defenders, and I was almost thinking, if I was the link in that situation, I'm screaming, just give. You've done all the hard work. You've drawn 3 players on. Give that pass. We've got a 2-on-1 on the outside edge.
Greedy.
Yeah, always was. Always was. I'll never change.
So here come the Samoans once again, asking questions. A nice dummy for Asprey. But unfortunately, as he got the ball back inside, he lost his footing, and the pass didn't quite find the mark and was put to ground. So Lebanon here coming out of their own territory, but not the usual start off their own line. So they're up over halfway already on the second touch. A good opportunity here. The shooters coming in from the midfield. So they need to move the ball quickly here if they can. They do that. They get some extra metres down that midfield. Now they slow it down, try to exploit this defence and move them. This is the final touch coming. Long ball out to the left-hand side. That one is forward. The referee here on the near touchline calling the forward pass.
It's about as close as they come, right? Lovely kick to the line, and yeah, unfortunately does just drift forward. It's
not about the drift butt, Joe. It's about the hands. My vision of that one with the hands was delivering that pass backwards, but doesn't care what I say. Referee was right there on the spot. He's called that a forward, and we play on. Samoa up over the halfway line. And now they change pace. But an indiscretion in the roll ball, not square. And that's what the pace changes can do in these conditions as well. Tough to stop and get yourself aligned correctly. Now mouthed off, so an extra 10 metres. You don't back chat referees.
Yeah, you would have thought he'd learned that one early doors. But no, and roll ball infringement there. Referees are hot on it, just rolling a little bit too far.
Yeah, so both teams here late in this half starting to get a little bit sloppy. They just need to take a big deep breath here and regroup somewhat.
Another turnover as well. Samoa coughing the ball up pretty unnecessarily. The touches are just starting to eke up in physicality. There's a little bit of a contact there.
He's got this call right here. It was the hooking action of the defender. The Samoans instituted the hook. Instead of just a straight touch, you could see the arm up over the shoulder behind the head.
Yeah, and those are the pictures that the refs are looking for, especially sort of being not as efficient with the touching motion. When you're sort of over-exaggerating it, it's always going to be hard. And that one's forward as well, and Lebanon have had 2 or 3 chalked off.
The hooter goes in the background, and this will be the final play here, this penalty. Touch is affected, so that'll be all she wrote here. Lebanon 4, Samoa 3 at half-time. Joe, if you're in that Samoan sub-box, what would you be saying to your players?
To be honest, Samoa have been pretty good value for the scores that they've got. For me, they've not built any sustained pressure on the Lebanese line. They're sort of overplaying in their transition, and then when they get into the line, almost like they're waiting for a defensive mistake rather than causing pressure, and then that will ultimately lead to maybe a negative defensive read, which opens up some space. So it's almost like just keep knocking the door down. It'll come at some point, but I think we need to see a little bit more expanse when they get to the line. And conversely with Lebanon, what we've seen is whenever they do cough up the ball on the line, on the Samoan line, or have a try disallowed, they're up in the face straight away. They're putting that defensive press on because they want that turnover. It's like it G's them up for a defensive shutout. I'm not quite seeing that from Samoa.
It's almost that energy of youth from the Lebanese perspective, and it is. It's a lot of these players. It's their first World Cup. They know they're building. They're trying to build some players from Lebanon, even though there's quite a few from Australia. There's quite a few from Lebanon as well. So they are contributing back to the sport in their native country. So Lebanon it is with the 4-3 lead. We'll bring you all the action of the second half here from Nottingham. Enjoy a short break as we will, and we'll bring you all the action of the second half shortly.
I love Nottingham, the home of Robin Hood. From the bright lights of Goose Fair to the peaceful nature of the Sherwood Forest woods. There's a feeling of togetherness, unity, pure, honest, love. And that feels great like a bright summer's day at the horses down by the lake at Colic. All I love Nottingham. The River Trent, the embankment, the Nottingham Carnival, different cultures dancing. The diversity, just walking down Columbus Street on a Saturday. The two lions in the square stand tall with pride. And when the markets in town come alive, it gives me life. Listen, as the council house clock chimes, and depending on how many times, lets you know the time. I've been to concerts at the Motorpoint Arena, and I've been to concerts at the Nottingham Caves. I've been here all my life and I'm still amazed by this place. I love Nottingham. Sometimes I stare at Hockley's graffiti colourful walls, and sometimes I gaze at the deers running round Woollerton Hall. Supreme thrills, from chilling up at Green's Mill or up at that castle on the hill. Nottingham, I love you, and I always will. Visit Nottingham today.
So what does it mean to you? The time?
The sweat, the passion,
The thrill?
The determination,
The support.
the camaraderie.
but it's so much more than that.
We're playing for something bigger.
You ready?
Here we are back for the second half of this mixed opens fixture. Samoa and Lebanon. It's Lebanon leading 4-3, and Samoa with the first opportunity after the break here with the tap off. They make their way down the middle of the field. Again, they start with the woman in the middle. There's that sweeper play from the link. Drops it back on the inside. Try time for Samoa. That's exactly the start they were needing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tap-off move. A little bit of disguise. Aussie switch in the middle. Here it comes. Little drop underneath. Then they roll straight into the sweeper play. Step back. Lebanese defence guilty of just over-collapsing. A little bit disjointed between the link and middle.
Ralph and Vian it is that gets the ball over the line. So beautifully executed, as you call it, Joe. 4-all here. It is Lebanon leading Samoa.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it against Lebanon to go down and get the reply. Slowing the touches down a touch.
Certainly capable of it, and they've got some of their hot hands out there at the moment. And that is one of them, Charbel Mata. Long ball, right to left pass. It gets through. He put a body on the line. The diving catch attempt was Kate Bashara, and unfortunately wasn't able to come off. I believe it was other delivering the pass as well, Nathan.
Can't help but feel like on a dry day, this Lebanese team could have had, 5 or 6, 7 scores. That long ball is on. They've got players who can throw pills left and right. Not quite connecting.
I like that when you say on a dry day, but the fact is we're not on a dry day. It's like when a team says, oh, on paper, we're a really good team, but we don't play on paper, champ. As we see now, Samoa back on the attack, 7 metres out, forcing a pass that was never on. And that ball goes to ground. Couldn't come in and take that one is, well, Denny Semo Satiti Karugwa. Hope I've got that right.
And I think that's the overplaying that we've seen from Samoa in the first half. It's just, take the ball down, reset the onside line, go forward, go again.
Christopher Elbatar working through the middle there in the number 4 jersey for Lebanon. He's been busy. Bit of a ball carrier here now as we see a late pass will be called. And it was Luke Maroon who was looking for the long bomb out to the right-hand side, but the referee said you were touched first. And he knew he was, a little smile on his face as he comes back into the line.
Yeah, you've always got to appeal a little bit though, right? Like just for your own pride, just a little bit.
But sir.
I promise, sir.
And now Samoa They work their way up the right-hand edge and a little fumble in the acting half. Just the conditions coming into play again. Slippery footing, slippery to pick the ball up, and that's what happens. So now it is Lebanon with an opportunity to start within the opposition half, and they do that through Mark Bashara. It's him with the ball again now. Luke Maroon takes it out for Jacinta Carraz. They move the ball back into the middle now. Arbel Mata, keep an eye on him in the number 7 jersey. One player off the ruck here. It'll be him with the ball now. Out of half, this is where he's dangerous. Quickie, he wraps it around, extra numbers. Nice hole, but a beautiful shutdown from the defender from Samoa, number 14. And that is Roseanne Moananu. And well done there for Samoa.
Yeah, best defensive set from Samoa, I think. Really nice man-on-man read. Everyone making their commitments when they need to. And Samoa now can really sort of capitalise on that good defensive shut by giving their attacking pod a good platform. But this is 5th, and they're not out of their half yet. It's going to have to be magic. Here comes the outside edge, and ball goes to ground, and once again, Lebanon on top.
And magic it wasn't. Well, actually, it was. He made possession disappear. So now it is Lebanon working up over the halfway line. The 10 metres into enemy territory. On the attack here, beautifully done. They're looking wide now, short ball. Quick pass, roll ball out to the corner. And wow, as you said there, Joe, let's have a look at that one. Even I got confused calling the different aspects of this. That's a nice pickup.
That's the phase. That phase and the fading ball. It's a proper sinker into the corner.
Here it goes again. That's Bashara. Nathan drops it off. Picks up from half. Big, long ball out to Alyssa Carraz. And that takes the Lebanese team out once again, 5-4 over Samoa.
Yeah, beautiful out into out line from the winger. Just always fading away from her opposite man.
That touch was called there. That was a nice shutdown. I thought it could have gone the other way. But you put your body on the line like that, sometimes it draws the referee in.
We sort of what we were saying about gatekeeping the line is she's sort of almost really thinking about getting to the man, just covering that space in front of the try line instead.
A good pick up there. The Charbel Matar, number 7.
And this is where Lebanon have started to really find their feet in the drives. They give themselves a really good roll to then scoop on, and they go through again. You can find a spare player.
Luke Maroon it is. It gets across the line, looks back inside. And unfortunately for the Lebanese team, it's Samoa who take possession.
But again, it's the good work off the back of the transition. That 5th touch ready for the scoop is done at such acceleration that all of the Samoan defenders have the maximum amount of distance to retreat, and it makes the job for the scooping player oh so much easier.
Certainly does, and Samoa now, but they're making it hard to get out of their own area here. Big AJ Asprey takes that one forward. He straightens it up. He knows he had to there. And on the back of that, now they're over halfway. Asprey again, a little quick release. That's nicely done. Gets the ball back inside to Asprey, but that could have been forward. But 6 touch called. They turned nothing into something then. At least they got down the field. But finally, that penalty for the late pass, I thought I saw there in the run.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the difference you get when, Asprey he's that man to say, no, we're not playing around in our own half. We need to get to the 7. And for me, that's the thing that Samoa have lacked in this game is that sometimes you just need that one workhorse that doesn't care about the pretty stuff, doesn't want to be on the score sheet. It's just his only job is to get his head down, make you your yards, and give a platform for the players with special hands. And Samoa have plenty of those. It's just getting from A to B in an efficient manner.
The grunt work.
Yeah.
You've got to lay your foundations before you build anything, and it's those foundations that are so important. That drive forward, the momentum that gets you that movement. That's the players you're talking about, and AJ is certainly one of those for Samoa.
Oh, definitely. Lebanon now looking to scoop through. 32 scoop to the wing, diving catch. If that's flat, it's gorgeous. It is indeed, and Lebanon starting to turn in the box of tricks.
Rebecca Donaghy is the player that scores that one in the corner. Let's have a look at this pass here, see who it is. It's Bashara again. Yeah, beautiful release.
Who else?
But Donaghy had plenty of work to do. That was spectacular. What a finish there for the Lebanese team to go out by 2 once again.
Yeah, especially in these conditions, be able to catch in ground whilst you're in mid-air diving for the ball. When the ball is wet and dewy and the wind is sort of still swirling. Nightmare conditions for a winger. She's thriving in it.
Samoa punching through the middle there. Men in motion. Our lady splits out to the left. Nobody home on that one. But a penalty for not coming off the line awarded against Lebanon. So an opportunity here. A little bit of a let-off for the Samoan team.
Good design play to hit the wing because they really did condense the Lebanon defence. But again, it's just a bit disconnected in the final one, like couple percentages. And for Samoa now, this is your golden opportunity. Repeat set of 6. Use all your touches. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Quickie. Looks to go for the line. Keeps the ball in hand. Another penalty. That's 2 on the line.
Yeah, 2 for that indiscretion. So we need to keep an eye on that because it can be quite detrimental, that second penalty, if there's another one now. There are issues for the Lebanese lineup. A player will be taken out of the defensive line. Here he goes. Approaches the line. The diving touch covered beautifully there by Christopher Elbatar.
Wonder if this is part of the conditioning because they've gone outside on the right edge, outside on the left edge. Seemed to me there was a gap in the middle. Let's see if they go for it.
Sweeper goes around. They go to that short side. Turn the ball back inside, but well read in defence from Luke Maroon that time. It's the 3rd penalty.
Yeah, or are they going to say that it's 2 in this possession and the first one was just outside of the 7? If it is, it's probably a bit generous for my liking. But Lebanon are walking a really tight line.
Now they're getting up off the line. Yeah, good call. Yeah. There was, indifference around the play of the ball, and the Lebanese defenders read it beautifully, came up, pushed up off the line, and forced the error and the changeover. So that was a waste of possession from Samoan perspective.
Yeah, but they get the benefit of the doubt there. It did look for me that there was a bit of a no-touch, but when you're trying to thread a gap that small, it's almost impossible to feel it, especially when the graze of a shirt is registered as a touch. But Samoa get the possession, but again, first touch is lateral. That's a second coming now, and they're in the same depth they were on first. Just need to go forward.
Go back to what you said there at half-time. They turn the ball over, but they turn it straight into an aggressive defensive strategy. They're up out of the line here. They're striking hard in defence, the Lebanese team. And they certainly are applying the pressure to Samoa.
Yeah, it's super aggressive from the Lebanese defence. And we'll see another set here. They'll fly up. They look to go long. Nice hole. But Lebanon are equal to it.
Yeah, shut down by Jacob Mato once again. The number 14. Been an integral player for this Lebanon lineup. The tight pass there, one of those ones. Do I pass it? Oh, yep, you can have it.
Oh, why not? I don't want to touch anymore. But Lebanon again, chucking up the box side.
Charbel Matar here right in front of us has been walking the tightrope of the sideline. He's made extra meters every time, millimetres inside the touchline.
Here we go.
Maroon. Yeah, Maroon gets it away over the top to Christopher Elbatar.
Are they going to call a
touch? The referee
touch?
going to call here. No, he's called a ball down. I think he's calling it a drop ball. Let's see it here in replay. It is Maroon there. Picks it up from half. Drops this one over the top.
For me, I can't see anything wrong with that. I think Lebanon can feel a little bit hard done by.
Looking at it here again, we'll just see there is a body in between us and the put down. But yeah, I don't know. I can't see anything wrong with that one, but the referee was there on the spot.
Yeah, we'll defer to the ref who's in a... We'll defer to the ref who's in a better position than we are. We can't quite see this body in between us and the ball being grounded. But I mean, even though the score isn't given, how many times have Lebanon got over that line and just not quite connected? Maybe drifting forward, pass, loss of control. I mean, when they start to thread these things together, these are going to be dangerous.
8 minutes left in this one. It is Lebanon 6-4.
They're going at the line again. Is the 2 danger men in the middle. Middle, quickie coming. Oh, lovely little manipulation to bring both of the middles up. They're in behind. Diving. Yeah, touch for offside. There's one penalty.
Is Charbel Matar with the ball in hand. Keep an eye on him around the ruck. He is creative and will get the job done given the opportunity. Here he goes now off the deck. Matar back on the inside. Touched in flight. 6 more. So these repeated sets are tough to defend from Samoa.
Oh, it's so much harder to defend than it is to attack, especially when you've got 2 dangerous middles to defend against. It's nigh on impossible. And here's Matar
again. Matar back on the inside, and the line opens up beautifully. What's the referee going to call here? I think he's calling a touch. I'm looking at his perspective here.
That's a tough call to take from a Lebanon perspective. For Samoa, probably thanking your stars in that instance. But Samoa now need to get fresh legs on. This pod's been stuck on the field.
Yeah, there's exactly what you're talking about. Fatigue really being shown there. It needed to get off quickly. And now Lebanon with another opportunity. Let's see if they can convert this time.
They're going to go back to the middle quickly. I mean, they're engaging both of the Samoan middles every single time. It's a recipe for disaster. And ball goes to ground, and Samoa, riding their luck, they're in this game. If they can get fresh legs on and go down the other end, give a good platform for the fresh legs. I mean, anything can happen in the next 6 minutes.
Trail by 2. I was talking to either Alice or Mel yesterday in commentary that the 2-try margin for mine was always the worst one when I was coaching, because if we're in front by 2, a lot of players will relax. And if the opposition score, they're on the up, you've got to re-lift. You've got to, and sometimes it's harder to make that transition than it is to continue the momentum. So for mine, Lebanon need to stay in this game. They need to probably extend the lead if they can. And Samoa, they just need to push hard.
Yeah.
And as we say that, it is Lebanon who scored. Jacob Matter, we talked about him earlier on as well. Very busy around the ball, as is his brother, Charbel. And got down low and dived. Touches were made, but the referee calling play on.
Yeah, it was a really good play. And again, that pod for Samoa had defended 6 sets. They had 3 attempts at getting out of defence and transitioning. And every single time they coughed the ball up. And now they get punished. And as we were saying, the 2-try lead is dangerous. 3-try lead feels a little bit more safe.
Feels a little bit more safe, but it's still not the time to rest. But you're definitely giving yourself a bit of a breather.
Yeah, and especially when there's only 5 minutes left. If from a Lebanese perspective, you'll feel comfortable, especially when Samoa are overplaying in the midfield and giving away forward passes. And for my mind, over the last 10 minutes, I can't quite remember a Samoan line attack.
100% right, mate. And I think what we've seen from Samoa, they've gone away from their game plan they had earlier on. They played an expensive game. They brought the girls in to do a lot of the ruck work. And now they've just resorted back to this middle man play that hasn't been working for them.
Yeah, and for me, it's exactly what you've just said there. Bringing the women, the female link into play is so important in the mixed game, because often you see nations just essentially play 3-on-6 and not trust the women that are outside of them. Whereas with Lebanon, the women are everywhere. They're always more important than the men. And then when the men do get into the final third, it's like, okay, well, I've got so many options because I back the ability of all the players on the pitch.
Exactly, and that is such an integral part of the way Lebanon have approached this game. And again, I think that's the difference in this scoreline that we're seeing here. But anyway, as I said earlier, we're not here to coach, we're here to commentate, and it is Samoa who are attacking the line. 7 metres out, final touch. Long ball over the top. Gets inside the defender. You can almost see Chanel Michael there. She knew, and she shouldn't treat herself too harshly. It's one of those things, isn't it? She was millimetres away from making the touch, but it was a beautiful try there by number 5, Manawi Ashfawilalo.
Yeah, and it's not a defensive error. It's a superb line from the Samoan winger. It's a proper old school contact line, out to in on the inside shoulder, coming from the blind side of the winger. And Samoa, as we say, back down to that two-try deficit. If they can get a defensive shot and go to the other end and make the last couple of minutes tasty.
This is where time is on their side. We're less than 3 minutes away from full time. But you can see there, they're not stopping. They're still asking questions. The ball over the top, unfortunately, went to ground for the Lebanese team. But they'll continue. I know they force an error here for Samoa. And that's been the story of the day for Samoa. They have just lost so much possession through silly errors, very fundamental mistakes.
Yeah, and it just invites so much pressure, and you can't do that with Lebanon attacking the line so potent as they do, and the ref looks happy. Yes, he is. And the 2-try lead is now back out to 3.
Mark Bashara was on the end of that one. Let's see it here in replay. There's Charbel Matar, as we said, dangerous around the ball all the time. Beautiful transition to the ground from Mark Bashara, and that is another one on the scoreboard for the Lebanese team. 8-5 now, less than 2 minutes remain.
Yeah, it's superb. And for me, Lebanon have been such good value for this lead. I mean, they're definitely winning the error count, which for me underpins everything in touch. If you can keep the ball in hand and force errors from your opposition, I mean, it's easier to attack than it is to defend. So if you're constantly drawing mistakes, you've constantly got the ball in hand. And then you're not having to defend, you don't have to work as hard, you're not having to chase and chase and chase. Whereas for Samoa, that's been the case. They're just constantly chasing shadows, and they need to get a reply. Just too little too late.
Also have to give a shout out to the Lebanese team. As we said earlier, we're commentating from the ground. We're right behind their sub box. Their composure has been excellent. They've had a couple of things that haven't gone their way, but they've maintained their composure. They've stuck to the game plan, and they've kept rolling on as we see the Samoans go across the line. The assistant referee on the sideline calling the touch, and it was great defence sliding across. But again, I think it's really important that we point out that the Lebanese have been, very composed, and they stick to their game plans as we see Samoa score in the corner. And that, once again, is Manui Ashfalalo. And that is a great finish there for the Samoan team.
Yeah, and we've not seen enough of this from Samoa, using the female players, playing a bit more expansive, dragging the Lebanese defence further and further apart. And, less than a minute to go. It's going to be a really tough ask for Samoa to come back and take something from this game. And yeah, to complement what you're saying, for me, the game management from Lebanon has been brilliant, and the way that they've sort of really banded together, the camaraderie in the sub box is really evident. I mean, we saw earlier and the female wing beating herself up for what she perceived as a mistake, and the coach going, "Come on, love, it's all good. It's a great read. Don't worry about it." And Lebanon will get the win. They look for a little bit of magic at the end, but it doesn't quite happen for them.
And even after the hooter there, they were looking for another one. Unfortunately for them, the ball went to ground, but it didn't matter. Lebanon 8, Samoa 5 in the mixed opens. What a great game. We've had some fantastic ones today, but I think Lebanon, they've stamped themselves into the mixed open competition here.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the way that they maximise the field, I think sums it up for me. They really play expansive in the midfield, very efficient manner of getting from A to B, getting to the line, and then when they do get to the line, boy, do they have some weapons to unlock the defence.
Yeah, great wrap up there, Joe. And now we look forward to bringing you more action here from the World Cup. It is the biggest in the history of our sport here in Nottingham. A little bit of rain today. We've had to move some of the fields around, but it doesn't matter. The atmosphere here is electric. Players,